This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
So Married at First Sight dinner party last night.
It was
Dinner
on,
party
though.
It
last
went well
night.
and nothing happened, nothing to report.
It was on and starring Jack. So there was a bit of a kerfuffle. Apparently, Jack said to Jono that he wasn't attracted to Tori, and if there's a couple swap, then a guy gets to sleep with Tori.
Yeah.
And then Lauren goes in. He goes, "No, you can't be saying that." And anyway, then this happened.
We talk about everyone's relationships. I would never go home and say something to my wife that I don't need to say.
Don't come to him. Don't
We
come to
all
him.
have... I'm not
Don't come
talking to
him.
you, Lauren.
Yeah,
Shut
you're
your
coming to
mouth.
him.
Can you muzzle your woman? They can't get a word in because you will not shut your mouth.
Don't talk to her like that, man.
She needs it.
Put a muzzle on your girl. Wow.
Oh, Jack.
wow, Jack.
Muzzle your woman.
Oh, guys,
Jack.
thank you. Thank you so much for that this morning. I needed that.
Jack.
How many times have you heard that this morning, Jack?
mate.
Oh, about 8.
Yeah. Hey, Jack, so this is... I'm at the stage... I mean, firstly, saying that's terrible, you know that. But...
Hang on, does he? Do you know that?
Oh, 100%. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah. But this is where I am with this. And we're going to... I mean, people will want to hear us hold you accountable. But where I am with Maths right now, we've watched every season. And you have been cast to do exactly what you're doing. The experts knew exactly who you were when they put you in there.
Experts put him in there.
Well,
Producers.
sorry, the producers.
Please.
Yeah, well
The
said.
producers knew exactly
Yes.
what to do. You
Yeah.
weren't hiding what you were into and what your thoughts were and values were because we've seen the pre-packages of them interviewing you. So how do you feel being cast as somebody who you are, whether people agree with it or not, and then being hung out to dry like you're a monster when they knew what they had cast?
Look, it's a tricky... The way you've asked, that's a bit tricky. I mean, I am who I am. I know who I am. And to my core, my family, my friends and family, and Tori herself, like, I am a good guy. I like helping people. I like laughing with people and making people feel better. And I own my shit. That is the first thing I do. And I do not blame anyone. I'm not going to throw edit. I'm not going to throw production. It is me. I am talking. That is my visual. I'm owning my shit. And that's Maths for you. You go into this pressure cooker environment. It's hot. It's heavy. It's loaded. You're getting poked and prodded. You're sleep deprived. You're hungry. You have characters like Lauren, who are brilliant for TV, who are very demonstrative, very loud. They come for you. So they want to unpack your relationship. And if they want to attack you in a certain way at the dinner party, that's what they do. And I'm going to treat people with the same respect they treat me. And that's what you can see last night.
Well, what we also... So one of the things...
I don't know about that, Jack.
Well, we
Muzzle
just know
your
how...
woman. First of all,
no,
like
no,
that-
but he's saying that he just, what he said come out of his mouth is wrong.
Yeah, no, but that it comes from somewhere. Like, it wasn't like the words just dropped down from the sky. Muzzle,
I can tell you now.
when
I can
you're
tell
saying
you
to
now.
somebody, muzzle
Yes,
your
Jack.
woman, and rather than saying, Lauren, please don't speak to me that way.
Yeah, Jack.
There's an inference there.
Yeah, okay. So that's not the first thing that comes out of my mouth. Obviously, you see what you see on the TV, and that's what we can discuss. But, like, that went on and on and on. So I don't conduct myself on a day-to-day. A regular functioning Jack does not say or make a comment like that. I was a broken man. Credit to Lauren. She poked me enough and I cracked.
Yeah,
So
but Jack, we are only commenting on what we see, and we know what happens in the editing room. But whether saying muzzle your woman at the start or the end, either you've got it in you to say it or not. And
There's
that's
a
the
core
thing.
belief there.
And I believe that all the packages we've seen of you basically sort of talk about how you want a woman to be subservient to you, to be for you to be in control, and that is misogynistic. And when you say something like muzzle your woman, that ties into that whole thing. I mean, So that's why Natalie is asking about the origin. Like, you're saying like you
There's a core
apologise
belief
for
there
doing it, but
and that the man is responsible for for controlling his woman, as you say.
But you were cast to be exactly who you are, and them all acting shocked, John Aiken and the rest, all acting shocked about what coming out of your mouth. They all knew exactly what was going to be coming out of your mouth because that's the person that they cast on this show. Whether someone like you should be on TV because it triggers so many women is a different question.
I agree with that.
Yeah, okay. I understand. Yeah, maybe you need to chat to the experts then about who they're casting.
Well, I mean,
So
but
you
this
said
is what it
experts
is.
again.
If you put in people that are matched
Yeah.
together, you're not going to get the viewing numbers that they're going to get.
Well, on that, Jack,
what the show's
why
about.
did you want to be on it in the first place? Because we know this is the situation you find yourself in today. And we're having those conversations in the paper, Daily Mail, all the articles about you, and people have already come up with their own ideas of who you are, right? So why the hell would you want to go on this show in the first place?
Look, first, obviously I've seen the show, and you probably one couple might make it out, and so maybe there's a 10% strike rate that you do find love.
Yeah.
Maybe that's me. Maybe I find love, and maybe that's worth it. Beyond that, I got a very fulfilling life. I got great friends and family, very happy, very humble, very robust personality, and I thought, why not? I don't like to be boring. I don't like to move sideways. I probably was a little bit content with my life. At 34, I was previously engaged, and I probably did find myself a little bit content going sideways. So I thought, what better way to do it, to shake up my life than go on TV.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Now that you've seen it and the reaction
version,
to what's happened, do you look at that and go, maybe I need to think about the
Women
way that I
differently.
behave and the way that I treat other people?
I think I need a good woman to keep me in check. That's what I think I need.
No, it needs to start from
Yeah,
you.
that's right. Don't make a woman have to control you.
Yeah, it needs to start
No,
from
I think
you.
I disagree. I think we all need someone good in our life, someone to compliment you and help you see the light. Like, I'm not perfect. I've got many, many flaws, and I'll be the first one to admit it. You've seen it on TV. And Tori, you think Tori took me home that night and said, well done, Jack, I'm proud of you? Hell no. She come home and said, if you ever speak like that again, I'm going to slap you. Like, it's disgusting behaviour. And then it does. It makes me think twice. And Tori does compliment me, and she has made me a better person, 100%.
But it seems like
glad to
but it
hear
seems
that she
from
had
what
it
we're
out,
seeing, from what we're seeing is Tori's. You're cool with Tori as long as she sides with you, and that's not what marriage is about. Marriage is about being your own two people, and you can have conflict, and you can call someone out on their bullshit, because we haven't yet seen what you just talked about behind closed doors, Tori addressing your behaviour. That's not on her.
And also, it's not
that's
a
on her.
partner's job to call your behaviour.
No, when you're in a relationship, you've got to have somebody
I've been in a
doing
relationship.
that.
You shouldn't need that, and that's not their job.
Well, that's reality. That's
if they're
not
always
reality.
having to call you on your behaviour, then that's not a healthy relationship.
It's not.
No, this is good chat, but it's not always, mate. I'm not going to make that comment ever again. That's the first time I've ever made that comment. I don't know where it comes from.
I don't think
However,
it's the first time, Jack.
I can tell you,
mate.
Look, I've said other things, and maybe one day, I'll have a moment again. But I can tell you, rest assured, that I will not be making that comment again.
Yeah. But you've said it before, Jack. Come on,
Jack, do you regret this going on the show?
I actually haven't. No, I got no regrets. I think it was a wild experience, a wild journey, and the show's intense. Like, I still feel grateful that I got on the show. One, because I met Tori, this amazing person. Stay tuned. And the show will make or break you. And if you don't have personal growth along the way, like, I like a challenge. I say in my backstory, I want to be challenged, and this show challenges you. I can tell you now, it's not the hardest thing I've done in my life. Life is tough. And you've got to grow with it. That's what makes you who you are. And I'm quite robust, quite resilient, and I know who I am. You guys are talking to me now. You're seeing this Jack character on TV, and it is me, but you're seeing 5% of me, you know?
Well, the thing about it as well, Jack, is I think the thing that confuses people, because we are seeing two different sides of you when the show is on, and I know that everything's edited, but there are the pieces where you're talking to camera, where you've got your guard down, and that's where a lot of the real sort of misogynistic stuff is flying out of your mouth. But then suddenly, when you're in front of the group, you change the way that you're acting. You become a little bit more
refined.
Refined, and you're watching what you say. My question to you is, was it exhausting putting that act on the entire time? Because sometimes we see a glimpse of what I think is really you, guard down what you are and not worrying about what you want to say. Was it exhausting putting that act on in front of everybody? Because all I see really for the most of the time around a crowd not knowing you is what seems to be an act of trying to hide who you are.
It is exhausting. I wouldn't call it an act, no way. I think you hold yourself a certain way in different scenarios, and the way I hold myself in my safe space apartment with my wife in front of camera is absolutely different to the way I hold myself at the dinner parties or at the gym with the boys. Absolutely. Like, you go to a cocktail party you dress a certain way, you drink nice wine, and you should be having mature conversation. You shouldn't be saying, making silly comments and telling someone to muzzle it and all that. Again, regret it. Completely regretful.
But
So
remember, that
the
whole thing spanned off of the argument where, and Jono has said that you did say that if there was a couple swap, then it would be great if someone could sleep with Tori because you didn't want to. I believe Jono said that. And you lied and said that he didn't and sort of tried to use your mateship to get him to back down, which he did, which was actually disgusting of him. So, like, you're not being honest in these scenarios. You're covering your own tracks because you don't want to get in the shit.
Well, I can add to that, and I can see your point. And if you've made your opinion, you believe Jono,
only of what we're saying. Only from I'm saying, yeah.
And that is fine. I was there. I know what happened.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't even make the comment to Jono. Me and Tori, and we did cover it on the show last night, they did air that. We have ridiculous banter. We have crazy, dark humour, and it's not for everyone. And me, Tim, who I'm really good mates with still today, and Tori, we had a really good relationship, us three. We were really good friends. We did have ridiculous banter. Tori used to say things to me of such, if I don't get home from the gym at 12 o'clock, you might find me in Tim's room because he's a cutie, And Tim was in on this kind of banter, and we used to laugh about it all the time. So clarity to that joke was we were at the gym, and I was in a safe space. I had a great relationship with Tim and Jono at that point in time. We're joking, we're venting, we're talking about all kinds of things, everyone's relationships. They're saying things to me, and we're talking about couple swap, and I made that joke because it's relevant to how me, Tori, and Tim do joke. And I said, if we haven't slept together, she might get to sleep with you because she thinks you're so hot. We all laugh. That was it. I went home, and me and Tori, we communicate all day. So I actually told her what I'd said to Tim that day, and she laughed. So, she knew it was banter. I'd shared it with her before I even knew it was going to come up at a dinner party because that is the banter we did have. And
you shared it with her before the dinner party because you knew it was going to come out at the dinner party. Let's be honest.
I didn't.
Jack.
Mate,
come on, mate. You're on maths. You're on maths.
You're getting fooled. You are getting fooled. Watch. You're talking to me now. I'll shoot you straight.
Okay, go.
Shit. That comment was made to Tim. Nothing to do with Jono. And in that
so Jono's lying.
I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah. No. I'm letting you tell me. Yeah, I'm letting you tell me.
Why did he not say, like the experts come in last night, they're chiming in on me. They're saying Jack's trying to deflect. Jack's trying to confuse people. What was confusing? I eyeballed Lauren when she was talking to me, and then I eyeballed Jono when he was talking to me. All I wanted him to do was admit that I have not said I'm not attracted to Tori. I have said we don't have a sexual connection. That is well covered. We're not having sex. I'm going to say I don't have that connection. However, I have said from day one, which Jono admits last night, that I am very attracted to Tori. I think she's stunning, and I've said that from day one. Sorry you don't see it on TV,
Yeah.
No worries, mate.
Well, you know what, Jack? You've been cast for what you were meant to be cast for, and next season they will cast another Jack.
Yeah.
So,
the show is a juggernaut. It is very entertaining, and, I hope we're serving.
All right, Meredith First Sight returns Sunday night, 7 o'clock on Channel 9. Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
See you, mate.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.